Hello and welcome to another stream. My name is Ray and it is Learning Korean with Ray, day 129. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I know I'm like 5 minutes late today. Sorry about that, but anyways, gotta fix this line here. Look at this, there's still like a little bit of black here. You see this? Okay, now it's perfect. Yeah, so let's see what we did last time. We went through the grammar lesson on howtostudykorean.com. And we got pretty much to the end, I guess. Yeah. Exactly, here's where we stopped this video about the Korean sign. Here we stopped, but there's nothing else. Like that's it for this lesson. So yeah, we basically reached the end of the lesson. So this ro is describing in what way something is being done, basically. With a pen, by car, on foot, and also what material something is made out of. Same for language. I spoke that sentence using Korean, basically. So the way in which I said that sentence was Korean. This one was a bit weird. What you ate for a specific meal for breakfast. So you say like breakfast 로 아침 식사로. And if we have something that a lot of other people do with you can use it with a number and ponje to tell in which spot you are doing it, in the first, second, third, whatever. I came to school second. I was the second person to come to school. Yeah. So what's interesting to me is here we see the Korean numbers are used, right? I mean, this is not specifically about the ro, but we learned that, for example, for age, the Korean numbers are only used until, well, 30, 40 or 50 or so. And after that you use Chinese numbers. What about this case? What if I say I'm the 150th place? Or like I'm the 150th person to do it. Because I didn't even got introduced to the numbers over 59. 59 is the highest number I even know in pure Korean. So I guess you just switch to Chinese as well for any bigger numbers in every situation, or just for age. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, and before that we learned about Putor and Kaji. There is no other option. What do you mean, no other option? For what? No other option than using Chinese numbers, or what do you mean? Okay, so Kaji was for, yeah, I mean, basically meaning until a place or time. 99 is the max for Korean numbers. Okay. So would you say like I'm in 89th place? Would you use Korean numbers, or do Koreans actually use the Chinese numbers? Because I know I've read with age, they already switched to Chinese numbers around 30 or 40. So is that the case in every situation with every number? Or is age a special situation? And for all the other situations, like the place or the number in some order, goes really, really until 100 every time. That's what I would like to know. I would assume that it's like age as well, that for higher numbers they always use the Chinese one, like over 50 or so, at least. I mean, maybe that's also why I got all this how to study Korean, only introduced the Korean numbers until 50. 59, you can put 59, you can build 59. But that's it. We didn't learn the word for 60 or 70 or 80 or so. So I guess they always use Chinese numbers for numbers higher than 50 or so. Okay, so what else do we have? From 2 is Putor Kakji. Putor Kaji. And here is from the start, from the beginning. Cholm Putor. Okay. Yeah, I guess we learned everything now. I'm a bit scared, but I'm ready for the practice videos. But before we do that, of course, we will review the vocabulary so we don't forget it. So let's go. Only 4 words. Easy. Neck. Neck is mok. Mok.
목,
Mok. Okay, voice. We learned sound is like suri or sori. Sori, I think. Sori. And voice is sound coming from the neck, so moksori.
목소리,
Important like China. That's my mem. Chung. Chungyo hada. Maybe this one.
중요하다.
Chungyo hada. Okay, physical education. Jaeyuk or Yukjae? I think Jaeyuk. I think or Chaeyuk. Probably like this. Che.
체육,
Nice. Actor Beu.
배우,
Peu. Floor. Chung.
층,
Okay, very good. Easy. Vocabulary is still on point. We have over 500 already. If you count the whole sentences in this one, there are some words, but also long sentences here. These are like, I guess, like 650 words or so combined. If you count the individual words from the sentences, maybe 630 or so. Anyways, over 600. Okay, let's go to the videos now. Unit 1, Lesson 12, Sentence Practice. Let's go.
Alright, let's practice some
Alright, let's practice some sentences.
sentences. I'm going to prompt you with 5 sentences based on the grammar from Unit 1, Lesson 12, and it's going to be your job to try to translate those sentences.
Is it okay to guess in the chat again? Of course. I will always have this the window where I type my answer in front of the chat, so I don't see it. So I will think about it myself, and when I feel like I'm done, either because I think it's the right solution or I can't think of the right solution, when I stop thinking, then I will look at the chat. So I put my typing here. This is the one from last time. Okay. Let me... I always have to switch from Korean to German, so I will just... I know it's 5, so I will just pre-type this. And I guess... Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay. So now I don't see the chat anymore. Let's go.
Into Korean. The first sentence I would like you to try is, I only drink water.
Okay, I only drink water. Easy. Very easy. Switching to Korean. Okay, I only drink water. We will always use informal hi. Honorific, okay? Informal hi. 저는 저는 물 does the only particle replace the object particle or not? I know it replaces it in one situation and not in the other. I'm not sure anymore. 저기요 주세요. Only I have the sentence in my head from the first course. Only a little bit. 조금만 주세요. 조금만 주세요. 조금만. So there's no particle, right? No object particle. Or no subject particle, whatever. I'm not sure. Damn it. I will just put man. Mulman. Damn. Okay, now drink is mashi, I think. Mashi. It is present tense, so mashi. Wait, don't you add oyo? So it must be mashio. Mashio. Masho. Masho. Mashoyo. Okay. Okay, so that's my final... Wait, I will read it one more time to be safe. I, Jonin, only drink water. Only is the man, water is mul. Mulman, mashoyo. Okay, so that's my final answer. I will now look at the chat. Okay, okay, we have the same. Very good, very good. Without particles sounds better. I'm not sure about the real rule behind it. Yeah, the real rule behind it is man replaces the existing particle. That's it. The subject or object particle, I should say. Okay, so we have the same answer, right? Or am I not seeing something? Looks good, looks good. Okay, let's check the solution.
I'll give you 10 seconds and you can start now.
10 seconds.
The sentence is I, so I'll include this at the beginning. I want to indicate that I drink water, so I'll put water or 물 as the object. If I wanted to say the sentence I drink water, I would put the object particle here and end the sentence using the verb to drink, which in Korean is 마시다. I'll conjugate 마시다 into the informal high respect form, which would be 마셔요. You could change this into some other form, for example, 마십니다 or something else, but I'll just, for all of these sentences in this video, I'll use the informal high respect form, which you'll see yo at the end. This sentence right now just says, I drink water. If you wanted to indicate that you only drink water, you should know, based on the grammar from Unit 1, Lesson 12, that...
Okay, I just wanted to pause and say, now is the interesting part. But he already removed this thing, so I guess we are right. We replaced the particle.
You shouldn't use this object particle, but instead you should say 만 here.
Nice.
This sentence would read, 저는 물만 마셔요. The next sentence I would like you to try is, I will study hard from tomorrow.
Okay. Out of 1. Correct. Okay, so... next one, I will open my window again in front of the chat. Okay, so now I'm not seeing the chat anymore, and we will translate this sentence. I will study hard from tomorrow. Wow, there are multiple things that we've learned already. 저는 Okay, from tomorrow. 부터, right? 부터 should be it. Yeah, I think from is 부터. Okay, so I need tomorrow, which is 오늘, I think. 오늘 and then 부터. 오늘부터, from tomorrow. And now we need the study, but also this hard. So this is an adverb. It's an adjective describing how a verb is being done. I have totally forgot how to do that, but it could be... I mean, in this last lesson we learned how to say, for example, I said the sentence in Korean, so the way in which you do an action is basically the same, right? So maybe we could use ro, but I don't think so. I think you need the adverb form of hard. So I will just try. I think it will be wrong probably. I also don't know the order, but I will do hard now because the verb should always be in the end. That's what I learned. So first of all, we put hard in there as an adjective, which is 닥닥하다, I think. 닥닥하다 should be correct. So now we transform it into an adverb, which is 닥닥히. Okay, 닥닥히. And now we just put will study, the verb in the end. So study is 공부, I think. Right? Kongbu hada. So it becomes Kongbu hal ko ye yo. Ko ye yo, I said. Ah, what am I doing? Ko ye yo. Okay, 저는 오늘부터 딱딱히 공부할 거예요. 저는 오늘부터 딱딱히 공부할 거예요. Yeah, I'm not sure about this heart. This is adverb here. Wait a second. 오늘 is today. Wait, I just wanted to think about. Okay, this is my final answer, but 오늘 is actually today, right? We need something else. Oh, I realized it in time. We need. What is tomorrow again? Something with ne. Is it neil? No. Something with ne. Ane. No, Ane is wife. Is it nail? I'm not sure. Nail? Think like this. Nail puto. Is it nail? Tomorrow nail. Or J is yesterday. I will stay with nail. I don't know better. So one more time reading it. 저는 내일부터 딱딱히 공부할 거예요. Okay, final answer. Let's check what you have to say, Flo. Ooh, 딱딱하다 is smart. So it's 뚝뚝하다. Okay. Okay, but first of all, let's see what you wrote apart from that. Okay, nail is correct. Okay, nice. You have nail as well. 저는 내일부터 열심히. That was diligently, right? Ah, you're creative. Yeah, it would make the same meaning, right? Maybe this heart that we learned, this 뚝뚝하다, is really, if something has a like high density, I don't know how to describe it, like a material being hard. Yeah, you could be very, very right there. But at least it looks like I had the right idea to put it in front of the verb, and that I need an adverb ending with he, if it's a hada adjective. So the basic structure is correct. I just used the wrong word. Okay. And then the rest, 공부할 거. Wait, what is that? 거예요? Oh, so I was right. Okay, nice. But okay, the kyeyo is typo. Okay. Okay, but dak hada is actually correct for heart. Okay. We'll see. Then maybe I'm actually 100% correct. Ah, yeah, there I see it. You corrected yourself. Yeah, for material. Yeah, for material.
I'll
Yeah,
give you 10 seconds.
your 열심히 is probably correct. 열심히.
And you can start now. Okay, again, I'll start the sentence like this. I'm going to indicate that something is happening from tomorrow. The word tomorrow in Korean is 내일. And anytime I want to indicate that something happens from a particular time, I want to attach 부터 to the time that's it's happening from. So this is from tomorrow. There's a very good adverb in Korean that translates to hard. Now, hard has
Yeah, it's 열심히. Yeah. See, that's because I only had this diligently. If you put diligently there, 100% I know it, of course, but he put hard there, so I didn't make the next step to think about it. That, yeah, that's diligently, right? Ah, yeah. That's unfortunate.
has many meanings. It could be very hard, as in like hard as you just heard there. I'm banging on my hard table, but that's not the hard that's being used here. I'm not studying hard as in a hard table from tomorrow. I'm studying hard in the sense that I'm going to be working hard or studying hard or something like that. The adverb for that is something that's very commonly used in Korean, is 열심히. 열심히. And that's going to be this meaning in Korean. Now all I need to do, because I have the tomorrow and I have the from and I have the hard and I have the I, all I need to do is write down to study, which is 공부하다, and conjugate it into the future tense. And I'll do that using the idea that I introduced in lesson 9. First, I'll just start off writing the base form of the verb, 공부, which would be the noun of studying. And if the verb is 공부하다, what I want to do is add this to it, followed by this, and followed by this. There are other ways that I could, again, change this ending, but this is probably the most common way, especially in the informal high respect form, which I saw in sentence number 1. This sentence would read, 저는 내일부터 열심히 공부할 거예요.
Okay. So let me put in the correct words. 열심히. Okay. So next one.
Next sentence I would like you to try is, I bought this at a store. I'll give
Okay. Okay. Window in front of the chat, and let's go. 저는 bought this at the store. Okay. So this is the object here. This can't be alone. It must be like this thing. So I will put cot. Also we need the object particle. So ecotsil. And now I put at the store. We could change at the store and this, the object, we could switch places, I guess, but I will just put object first and then at the store, but it couldn't be other way. It could also be the other way. Okay, store. I kinda learned 2 words for it. So I learned store as kage, but also learned store worker or store assistant is Jom 1. So Jom is like a mall and kage is like a store. So I will use kage here, just saying that he might use Jom as well, but I will use kage. Kage. I think like this, maybe like this. Not sure. Okay, kage, and we want to indicate that is happening, the action to buy something. It was happening at the, or in the store basically. So I'm not sure if I should really use inside of the store, but we'll definitely use eso, right? Eso indicates that it's really in the store already. That's where this has happened. I don't think we need to use an as well. I don't think we need to do that. So I think eso is enough. And now we put to buy in past tense. So to buy is sada. We remove the da and we add asoyo. So it's like sasoyo. And I think that should be it. Chonin. Ah, whoa, I did a typo here. So it's obviously this one. So chonin 이것을 가게에서 샀어요. I'm not sure about the 가게. Not sure about the 가게. Yeah. But I will leave it like this. Yeah, I will lock this in. The final answer. I will close my window now and see the chat again. Oh, red, blue, green. Hi. So if you're wondering, when I'm typing this, when I'm typing that stuff down there, I have the window in front of the chat so I don't get spoiled by the chat. So I'm not reading the chat while I'm thinking about the sentence. So, but now I'm reading the chat again. Ecol. Ah, you mean for this place as an object? Ah, yeah, ecosel. Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. I've not learned that shortcut, so I will leave it like this. But apart from that, I think the more important stuff is, of course, the kageeso and maybe the sasoyo. But I think could be correct. So, yeah, I will read Flo's answer here. Flo's answer at the top there, third line. So he used the shortcut and then he had kage, yes, kage is so. Okay, we have the same again. Very nice, very nice. Looking very good today. Everything correct. Except that I didn't use the correct word for hard, but well, I have all the concepts and like the other important words correct, so it's fine.
10 seconds and you can start now.
Okay.
Okay, again, the subject of the sentence is simply this. I want to indicate that I bought, in quotation marks, this. Well, this is really the way that they say this in Korean is really by saying this thing. And you could actually say the sentence in English as I bought this thing at a store. But you could also just say that in English as I bought this at a store. The Korean word for this would just simply be 이것. And again, really and literally, this is sort of this as an E, this thing. But you could just sort of simplify this in English as just saying this. Because this is the thing that I bought, or the thing that I'm buying, or the object that I'm acting on, I want to put the object particle here. Now I'm going to indicate that I bought this thing, and the verb to buy in Korean is sada. That's the base form of the verb, but I want to conjugate this into the past tense. And again, I could do this multiple ways, but I'll just use the same informal high respect form that I saw in sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. So I'll put sasoyo. But this just says I bought this. If I want to indicate that the subject, which is I, the subject did an action, and the action that was done was buying, did an action at a particular place, you need to use the particle eso. And it's not the same as e. In this particular case, you want to say eso because this is the location or the place in which the subject did the actual action. Now, the place in which this happened is the store, which would be kage. This sentence would read, 저는 이것을
Perfect.
가게에서 샀어요. The next sentence I would like
Nice. Looks good.
you to try is I lived in Busan from 7 years of age to 9 years of age.
Okay. TT Mic. What is TT Mic? Probably some language proficiency test. No, wait. Talk to me in Korean. Never mind. Lesson 5. No, level 5, lesson 21, they say, are often in spoken Korean but not in written Korean. Okay. Did you do all the lessons on Talk to Me in Korean, Flo? Or did you just found that out by Googling or so? Wait, I don't... you finished everything to lesson 6. Nice. That's nice. But before I go into that more, I don't see how you get the sentence. You say, you literally quote often used in spoken Korean, but not in written Korean. So not used in written Korean is what I read out of that quote. And then you say, nice to know that is also possible in written. I don't really get that connection. Like, your quote definitely says it's not possible in written Korean. It's not used in written Korean. Or do you understand it like it's not often used, but sometimes? Okay. Okay. I didn't catch that. Sorry. I didn't catch that. Okay. Yeah, it's right there at the top now. Okay, I didn't see that sentence. Okay, then it makes sense. I was a bit confused. Like, how could you say it's possible and written from that quote, which says the opposite, basically? Okay, okay, Flo, one question I have now that I know that you did all the 6 levels from Talk to Me in Korean. First of all, how long did you need for that? And second question, how do you think it compares to how to study Korean? Because when I researched for the best resources to learn Korean, it was basically all Talk to Me in Korean and How to Study Korean. So those two are by far the best resources online. So I'm wondering which one do you think is better? Okay. TTTMIK is more easy and more practical, more smaller steps. Okay. So is there anything that you think is better in on how to study Korean.com? Or do you say because TTMIK is more easy and more practical that it's just straight up the better resource? Hi, IO IOV Delhi? IOVA Delhi? They talk a lot of English in TTMIK. How to study Korean is harder and easier when you start to join reality. Okay, so what you're saying is you basically learn a bit more in how to study Korean, right? Okay. Well, if I have the final goal to be fluent in Korean, like to have a certain knowledge. Thanks for following. I owe a Delhi. I owe a Delhi. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I did not recognize that. I'm not an English native speaker. So yeah. So if I want to reach a certain level of Korean, and I want to use Talk to Me in Korean for that, to reach that level, or I want to use How to Study Korean to reach that level, which of the two resources can I reach that certain level better with in a shorter time? If you say, like, Talk to Me Korean goes with smaller steps, it maybe takes longer, or do you say How to Study Korean has so much extra stuff that you maybe not need, so then in overall it's slower to reach that level that you want? Like, I guess it's just hard to answer, right? So Iowa Delhi, you are saying you like How to Study Korean.com. Nice. No, you can make more lessons when it's easier. It doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, as I said, in my research before I started really using this, I saw that many people are suggesting both, so I guess they are both totally fine. Okay, so I would say now that we finished the first 3 sentences, we can go to the next one. I do Talk to Me in Korean and no look at HTSK if I miss something in the beginner levels. Okay, I use both. Okay, you use both. So you like How to Study Korean better, you say? I.O. Delhi? Yeah, I mean, yes, both is of course the best way to learn the most, but if you want to reach a certain level the fastest way, I don't think using both would be the best. Okay, so I will now go to the sentence number 4 here. I lived in Busan from January, no what? From 7 years of age to 9 years of age. I will totally fail for in that. I guess I cannot translate that, but I will try. Okay, so now I will open my window again to type, and I will not read the chat anymore. But there's one last chat message. Talk to Me in Korean has nice podcast to every lesson. Feels like you sit in a school and listen to a teacher. Really nice. Okay. Okay, nice. So we have a lot of different, or yeah, like little bit different opinions here. But I think the summary is both are good. And the difference is not super huge. Okay. So I will put the window in front of the chat now. So I will not read the chat until I finished translating that sentence. So see you in 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. So I lived in Busan. 저는 in Busan. I don't know what, like how Busan is really written, but I will just guess that it's just normal Busan, right? I hope it's correct. So I will put Busane to mean in Busan. And now we need from 7 years of age to 9 years of age. So that comes, where's this? This comes here, and then we have to live. And I'm not even sure what to live is, to be honest. It's something with, I think, seng or some. Wait, is it salda? Is it salda? Yeah, I think it's salda actually. Salda. I think it's salda. Salda. I will conjugate it now to the past. Oh my god, this is an irregular. Are irregular. Okay. I think it's sasoyo, but then it would be the same as to buy, or like past tense of to buy. This is tricky. Sasoyo. Yeah, I think it's actually the same. I will use this. So now we need from 7 years of age to 9 years of age. Okay. So I will put 7 years. 7 years of age. Age is pure Korean numbers, so Ilkop. 7. This is 7. And I think we have a special years of age counter for that. Which is Sal. Wait, is this the same as to live? Oh man, I'm so confused here. And is it correct that we have no noun that we want to count? Is years of age all included in the counter and we don't actually have a noun that we want to count? So many questions in my head right now. Damn. I think it's included in the counter, to be honest. So I will just leave it like this. And now we need the from, so it's putor. And then we need 9 years of age. 9 is ahop. Ahop. Again, we need sal. If the first sal is correct, then this one is also sal. Ahop sal. And we need kaji, right? Sal kaji. To mean 2 year, 2 basically, 2. Chonin, Pusane, Ilgop Sal Putor, Ahop Sal Kaji, Sasoyo. Oh man, this is so far the first 3 sentences were all fine. I was pretty sure about being correct in most of the things there. But here I'm so unsure about everything. About the verb, about the putor and kaji, about the counter, about not having a noun. Like everything is unsure here. But okay, I will log this in as final answer and I will close the window now and read the chat. Okay, so Flo, what did you say? Chonin Pusan. Pusan, yeah. Yeah, that's a city, of course. You use a saw. Yeah, it's probably correct, yes. Why do you have say after the 7? After the 7 you have like a say. What is that? I have not seen that, I think. But okay, you have putor and kaji as well. And then you have sarasoyo. Sarasoyo? Don't you remove the R because it's irregular? Oh, you corrected it, sorry. I need to I need to continue to read. Oh, okay, you have actually the same than me. Oh man, if my sentence is completely correct, it's crazy. But the last part I'm interested about of your sentence, 살았어요. Wait, the rule is the irregular applies when you add the vowel, but you're adding a vowel in the first letter of what's following it. So the asoyo is the vowel, a vowel in the beginning. So the irregular should apply, and then you remove the R, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the same. That's what I'm saying. The past for to buy and to live is actually the same word, I think. That's my answer. I mean, it's not super crazy, right? We have the same words for different things in English as well. It's not like that can never happen. But the way we get there is different. One we have a normal conjugation and the other one we have an irregular conjugation. Okay. Yeah, interesting. If that's correct, if it's really Sarasayo, then I will check out the lesson about irregulars again, because then I'm missing something. Because I see no reason why the irregular should not apply here. So let's check the result here.
I'll give you 10 seconds, and you can start now.
Yes, we already did it.
Okay, again, the subject of the sentence will start just by doing that, which is 저는. Now, this looks like a really long and difficult sentence, but really I can put this part here, most of the sentence in English can be, so it's sort of one sort of idea, and the grammar for just this is introduced in lesson 12. So it looks like a lot of stuff, but really, if you know how to say I lived in Busan, and if you knew how to say this separately, then really you just have to put those two ideas together. I'll start off by telling you how to say this part. You could indicate that you lived in Busan first, but I'll put this part here, but you could sort of mix up the order of the sentence.
Wait, what you're saying? 팔다 is 팔았어요? Well, I'm missing something, and I will reread the lesson of the irregulars.
What you want to do is indicate from when you were 7 years of age until you were 9 years of age. In order to indicate that something happened from a particular time, you saw in an earlier sentence and also in lesson 12 that you should use 부터. And in order to indicate that something happened until or to a particular time, you want to use the particle 까지. So we'll have to use both of those. Now, you'll also have to apply the idea of counters, and specifically the counter of age. And you learned in a previous lesson that if you're ever counting ages like this, you want to use the counter 살. So what I really need to do is sort of apply all this knowledge of saying 일곱 살 and 아홉 살, and basically what you're saying is 일곱 살부터, which would be from 7 years of age, and then 아홉 살까지, which is until 9 years of age.
Looks
and
good.
If you put those two together, that's really just saying, from 7 years to 9 years of age. So I'll write that down. It's going to be 7 and then 살, so counting that up specifically. 7 is just the number 7, but 살 indicates that you're talking about specifically 7 years of age, or from 7 years old. 부터 specifically indicates that it's from that time. And as I said before, you really just need to do the same thing. For 9 years of age, you'd say that as 아홉, 9, and then 살, and then you're putting 까지 to indicate that it's until that time. But again, in English, this looks like a lot of words and a lot of stuff to translate, but all of the thing that I have underlined here translates simply to this. Now all I need to do is indicate that I lived in Busan. So again, as we saw in sentence number 3, the place or the location in which the subject of the sentence did
Yeah.
the action of living was in Busan. So I want to use the particle eso on this.
This was the only thing that I basically missed, the ESO. I mean, I had it in, what was it, sentence 3? But somehow I didn't think of it for this sentence because there was so much other stuff to think about. So yeah, Flo, I guess you're right there. I mean, you said both is fine, but if I think about it, ESO to me as a not experienced Korean speaker feels more natural.
The city Busan.
And now that he's saying it as well, I think that's correct. That's more common.
Busan. And if you don't know the word Busan, that's okay. Or if you didn't know how to spell it, that's okay. But this is, other than Seoul, it's the biggest.
Okay, thanks for tuning in, IO Delhi. Hope to see you again sometime in the future. I'm streaming every day at 6 p.m. CET if you wanna tune in again. So thank you and bye bye. Good luck in your work. Okay.
City in South Korea. Now I need to indicate that I lived in this particular case, and the verb for to live is 살다, and
Okay, now the real interesting part happens. Irregular or not?
whenever you see this, oh no, maybe this is an irregular, and it is an irregular. However, if I'm just conjugating it into the past tense, no irregulars show up, so it's just simply going to be 살았어요. This whole sentence would read 저는 7살부터 9살까지 부산에서 살았어요.
But he's not saying why, he's just saying how it is. I want to know why. So, I have to do it. I have to go here, I have to go here, 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 here. Okay, it only applies for these things. So here, for example, if you have present tense and you had or are, it will apply. And the irregular rule, the thing that you do when you encounter this irregular, is you choose the first one of those, always. Actually, wait, this one is not here. Okay, so only with these. I have no idea what this is as in the conjugation of a verb, but I guess I will learn later. I also have no idea how you could use this one for a verb conjugation or adjective conjugation. This one is for adjectives describing nouns, I think. And this one is a formal high respect conjugation of a verb or adjective. Yeah, here we have this. Yeah, here we have it. Adjective describing nouns. Okay. What else do we have? Yeah, this is formal high conjugation. Simnida. Okay, also easy. And the other twos are not even mentioned, or what? Ah, here we have. Okay, lesson 76. Okay. Okay. You used R today? Yes, I did. Wait a second. Right, and yeah, this one is the way you do it if there's a consonant ending and you use future form. Right. But I don't know this one. But we'll learn about that in lesson 76. Nice. Okay, so this is the special. All the other irregulars basically come into play if you add the vowel, but this one only comes into play if you add one of those. Yeah, that's the thing I didn't know. Oh well, oh well. Close enough. In a few months you will start to conjugate automatic without thinking about these rules, don't worry. Okay, that's good to hear. It's 6 minutes after 7, but I will think we will do the 5th sentence as well. Yeah, I have no clue what the rules are. I always want to know the rules, to be honest. Even if I go by feeling, I mean, in German and so on, I do the same, of course, but I still want to learn the rules. So if I encounter a verb that I've never seen before, and so I have no real feeling for that word because it's so different and I've never seen it, I still want to be able to apply the rules and do it, you know? I need to be the perfect Korean. Okay, so let's do the 5th sentence here.
The next sentence I would like you to try is, I cooked the chicken with delicious oil.
Ay, ay, ay. Delicious chicken oil. Before I try to translate that, let's talk about the verbs, the words, the translations of the individual things. So delicious is mashita, right? Mashita. Oil is kirim. Kirim. Cook is yori. I think yori. Yori hada. Or cook, to cook. And chicken. Chicken, I'm not sure right now. Dark. So it's like D-A-R-K, but it's pronounced duck. Okay, so I have the individual words in my head, and now let's translate that. I will open the window now, so now I will not see the chat anymore, and let's do it. Chonin. The chicken. Dark ending. I should not say dark all the time. Duck, tuck. Ends in a consonant, so we need this object particle, so it's dagel, tagel, chonin tagel. And now we describe the method, the way in which the action is being done, the tool that we use. So it's ro, we need the ro. But first we have to say delicious oil, and then we add the ro after that. So delicious oil, we have an adjective describing a following noun, so it's delicious first. Mashita is delicious. So we conjugate that. Mashidin. Mashisin. Oil is kirim. Then we add the ro that I talked about. Or we add euro. One of those. I think we add euro. Euro. Oh wait, I mistyped. Kirim. Kirimuro. Kirimuro. I think that's correct. Correct. Okay. And now we need to cook in the past. So that is, as I said, Yori Hada. So we have Yori Hesoyo. Yori Hesoyo. Are we done? Is this correct? Mashisin Kirimuro Yori Hesoyo. Yeah. Yeah, final answer. I'm checking the chat now. Oh, we have a new viewer again. Seraphim. Thanks for tuning in. Hi. I gotta go. Bye bye. Red Bull Green, bye bye if you're still here. Oh, Flo. Chicken. Chicken. Interesting. No. Chicken is tak. Chicken is tak. I'm pretty sure about that. I guess the English name is also used. The English loan word is used, but I use the one that I learned in this specific lesson. Okay, but what else do we have? Chonin Mashitnin. Mashitnin. Not sure. Not sure. Ah, you corrected yourself. It is nin. Okay, okay. It is nin. Okay. Ah. What is in then? Is that the one that we learned in lesson 76? I will quickly check here. Here. There will be times where you add n in to verb stems as well. You haven't learned about that. To verb stems, but this is the concept is the same as adding this to an adjective. Not sure. What is this? What is adding n and nin to verb stems? I don't know what this is actually. Have I really learned that? I can't remember. I only know this one as a subject particle, or this one as adjective describing a following noun, but not added to verb stems. Normally you add wait for plain form present tense, right? But isn't it only for adjectives as well? Oh man. Oh man. I really have no idea what this is right now. Here, for example. Pognenda. Okay. I think it is the plain form present tense, right? Okay, we'll check, guys. We'll check. Where do we have? Here. That's what I was thinking. That's why I did, right? Wait, what did I do? I did in. I did in. And here we have in. Looks like I'm correct. I want a big boat. Where do we have it? Here. And we need an adjective ending in the consonant here. Jakta. Jakin, yeah. Nice. I think I'm correct. But I still don't know when to add n or nin to a verb. Okay, so this should be correct what I wrote. I'm convinced. And now we check this one. Present tense. Here we add n or nin for present tense in a plain form. Okay, okay. Yeah, so then we have everything. I think we are done. Papa Go is saying nin as well. What? But it's so... I mean, this is so clear, right? Here. So is this wrong? Are you saying this is wrong? Or is Papa Go wrong? This is a bit weird right now. And Seraphim is also saying it's nin and not in. Oh, maybe different with... Yeah. Interesting and delicious are special cases. All the adjectives ending in ita are special cases. Yes. That's the solution. Wait, it is somewhere here. Here. Here we have it. We have it. Ah. So close, but yet so far. Oh well. I think it's because ita and opta are verbs, not adjectives. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's saying it's adjective, but it's definitely a special sum. You see some adjective ending in ita, and this is a very special case. Yeah. We don't attach this, but we attach this. Okay, I think then we have everything. So
I'll
let's
give you
hear
10
the
seconds
solution.
and you can start now.
Well, I will fix this mistake. Okay, fixed. Yes. Yeah, ita is adjective. Yeah. Ita means to have or to be in a location. If you put taste in front of it, it's basically to have the taste, I guess. You could say it like that. Having taste as being delicious. Yeah, would make sense, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, again, the subject of the sentence is I, so I'll start it like this. I'm going to indicate that I cook chicken specifically, so I'll use the noun chicken, tak, and that's the object of the sentence, or in other words, the thing in which I cooked. So I'll put the object particle on it here. Now, I want to indicate that I cooked it, so I'm going to use the verb yorihada, and I'll put that at the end later. So if I have this, and I know what that is going to be, and that's the chicken, I want to indicate that something happened with delicious oil. Or in other words, I used delicious oil in order to do the cooking. Well, I'll start off by simply just writing delicious oil. And what I have here is the noun kirum. Kirum. You could also say oil if you want to do the sort of the Konglish oil if you want to do that. But the more Korean way to do it would be to use the word kirum. But I want to indicate that it's specifically delicious oil. So if I want to indicate that it's something delicious, I need to put the adjective 맛있다 here. And you need to go back to lesson 3 to figure out how to actually change this 맛있다 into 맛있는. But it's just going to look like this. 맛있는 기름. And what this is here is delicious oil. But what is this with? Now again, in lesson 12, I taught you that if you're using something in order to do an action, and the action here is cooking the chicken, if you're using this oil to do a particular action, you need to add this particle to the thing that you're using in order to do the action. So what I'm adding here is this uro, and you could just add ro if this ends in a consonant, so I have to add uro. Now, as I said before, I need to...
By the way, I like how he repeats the same things every time. Like, we are cooking with delicious oil. The delicious oil is being used to cook. It's like he's repeating this in different ways, and every time he's drawing another circle around it. So there are like 3 or 4 circles.
Indicate that I did the action of cooking, and it's in the past tense. So the verb to cook is yorihada, but it's going to be in the past tense, so I'm going to conjugate it, again, using the informal high respect form, so it's going to be 요리했어요. This whole sentence would read, 저는 닭을 맛있는 기름으로 요리했어요. Well, that was fun. I hope you learned a lot.
Okay, so another nice practice video. And I think with that we have only this other practice video where we have to listen to Korean and translate it to English. That's the one that we're doing next time. And depending on how fast we go with that, I will start with the vocabulary of lesson 13 afterwards. The guy teaching has an accent when speaking Korean. Yeah, he's not Korean. I don't know where he's from. Probably America or so. Yeah. Okay. We can't trust him. But he's in Korea for many, many years. And he has a Korean wife as well. So, yeah. Okay, anyways. Thanks a lot for participating, for correcting, for joining me to do the practice. I appreciate it. All the activity in the chat. Thank you guys and girl. Yeah, and hopefully see you tomorrow again for the next practice video. So thanks for watching and bye bye. Annyeong.